Hello, welcome to DK Boljat. I'm glad you're here. I'm working on the Hummingbird. I think this is going to be the last one working on the Hummingbird. I'm pretty sure, because I think it's doing fine as an acrylic. I am going to paint a little bit of the color on his head and get it to be a little more accurate. So I have some pink, and I've made even a lighter pink to where the light's hitting his little feathers. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Let's put the little bit of brighter feathers at the base here too. It's going to be where the light's hitting them. And then he has some feathers coming down over his beak. If you look at him, zoom in on the picture, it's a little bit more evident that the color from the top of his head is going to come down onto his beak. So I'm going to turn him this way and get some red, quinacridone red, without the white in it. And bring this down and out. It almost looks like he's smiling. I don't know if it's going to be that noticeable, but maybe. We'll see. And then I'm going to put his little feet on too. And I'm going to grab some gray, and that's going to go around his eye. This brush is a Creative Mark 20. Let me get the top of his eye. And I just cleaned off the brush. I'm going to thin this down a little bit. Switching brushes, I'm going to go to one that's thin and easy to control. Try this guy. A little bit of gray. Doing it again on his eye. And it got a little carried away, so I'm going to thin that out with a wet brush. Like it's just damp. It's not dripping wet. Come around and get it from the other side. There we go. Good enough. And I'm going to get this thinned out a little bit. Okay. I need to put in little feet, but before I do that, I need to look at, move the picture here on the screen, and looking at his feet, I'm going to put in the shadow behind his feet area. There's a little bit of shadow in here. Get the water off my brush. A little bit of shadow. Okay, and then I'm going to put, I need black. There they are. I'm just looking for you guys. Grab the brushes. They were underneath my computer. Okay, so I'm going to go into the black. And this brush is a, let me get it in just a second here. .30 round. I'm just blending this out. And there's a little bit of gray underneath his eyeball as well, but you only notice that when you get really close. And I do notice that this white part is not all the way down, so I'm going to grab some more red. Put that right below his eyeball. It's not all the way, there we go. I don't want it to look like it's not a feather, so I should go into the lighter pink, put that in there. There we go. I'm going to go back into the gray with this brush because it's a little bit finer. This is just the final details on this painting. Not worried about being precise because I can fix it. It becomes a series of fixing things, it's fine. Come around from the other side. Yes, that was a 10-0 creative mark. Okay, we need to put in his little feet. And I'm going to use this Velvet Touch 3-0 round and go into the black, which is Burnt Umber and Ultramarine. And the feet are at the base here. I'm pretty close together. Yeah. And you can see a couple claws on this side. Okay, and then there's this little flop of white above them from his feathers. I'll put that in there. Okay, let me get another brush. This is a Micro Mini round, 10-0. I'm underneath here, I'm going to push that paint. Get his toe to be a little thinner. There we go. Yeah, that's good. I like that. So I'm going to need a little bit of white. Still using the 3-0. I need to blend that out of there. There we go. Just make it less. All right. I noticed on his wings, he has a little bit of light on the edges of it, so I'm going to do that as well. It doesn't have to be this bright, so I'm going to go, hang on. It's going to be still dark, but I'm going to move over in the picture. Yeah, okay. It's mostly at the, not at the top, but near the bottom. So I'm going to get some light gray. And this is on the 3-0. That's pretty white. Let me go more gray. Get some more black and mix it into the white. And it even goes onto his body lighter like that. So okay, I'm just gonna pull up into it a little bit, and then I'm gonna get a fan brush and pull up into it. So we want a little fan brush, a 10 or 20-0. Clean off this brush. This one is a 10-0, and I'm going to pull from the outside in. I'll get the right angle here. Cleaning off the brush. Let's get you to come down there. There we go. Pulling up here. So I'm just going to work my way towards the inside of his wing. There we go, turn you the right way. That was just a damp fan brush. Now I need to get around and just blend this out so it doesn't make the, it was making the marks of the canvas. I want to blend in the direction of his wings. It's not, I'm saying blending, actually, I'm moving the thin paint is what I'm doing towards the edge of his wing. It's kind of where light's hitting it, maybe a little bit, just lighter on his wing. putting a little bit more on here. And I'm going to do it again. And clean that off the background. He's almost done. I'm cleaning up the excess paint off of there. If I didn't do that, I would have to make up the background color. Paint that on there. But this is fine. I'm just doing that section again. Grabbing the round brush. And the fan. I don't have a lot of water on here. There we go. I'm going to grab a dry round just to pick up the paint that's leaving the marks of the canvas on here. And these ones up here are darker. Gonna grab a little bit of light gray. These are supposed to be little feathers, I think, little wisps of feathers underneath his wing. And then the top of his wings are darker, so you hardly see the light gray. So I'm going to get a little bit of darker gray. And I'm constantly checking this color to make sure it's got enough burnt umber and ultramarine in it to make it a nice gray. I'm gonna move up the picture a little bit. Mixing color here, sorry, it takes a little bit. I don't want it to be a completely brown. I want it to be more of a dark brown. There we go. dark brown gray. I'm going to blend this with another brush, another round. It's already damp. I was using it earlier. Okay, we're switching up. We're going to a 20-0 round. And I'm pulling the color that's on the inside of the feather so that it's thinner and it won't be so drastically different. There we go. And then between the two, I need to make a color between these two to blend them. So I'll grab a little bit of the light that I made and mix it with the dark. That I just put on there. That will help me get a color pretty much in the middle of them. And this line should be pretty much straight. From the top of his wing to the bottom. I'm going to turn that down just a hair. In fact, the volume goes up in some songs. There we go. And that may have been there like that, which means I can bring the wing out to meet that right there. Yeah, I'm glad you're here with me today. There we go. That'll do it. And the in between color, which is the lighter and the darker together. And he has little suggestions of lighter in the wings that are up higher where it's separated. This is just the lighter gray. Okay. I'm going to blend that. Pull over it with a fan, go in the direction of the feathers. I'm going to wipe that off. I don't need to have a lot of water in it. Let's get a little bit up top here. Pull that till it blends. Wiping off the brush, it's got water on it. I'm going to take a dry brush, dry round, 20-0. Pull that excess water and blend the edges just by pulling over it. And he's got a little bit lighter right there, lighter gray. I'm just going to touch it to blend it, it's fine. A little bit of highlight on the top of his wing. Okay. That's good. And then I think I've got, it's pretty good up in here. I want to put a little bit lighter pink right at the top of, or on top of his lighter pink that's on here. I want to go even lighter. So I'm adding a little bit of white to the quinacridone red. And just putting in a little bit lighter where the light's really hitting it. Maybe just 3 or so. And he's got his feet. I'm going to put black on his tail. On his wing. And then the black part of his eye. Let's get you out of the way. And his beak. We need one thing to finish him off too. I mean, to finish the painting. And that would be the little speck of light that's in his eye. A little glint. I'll get that in there. It's going to be just a little dot. And I'm using a 20-0 round. Decide where that light's going to be. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I cleaned off the brush. I got most of the water off of it. Okay, he looks super happy. He is super happy. Yeah, I think it's done. I'm gonna sign it and call it done. I'm noticing the background shows through here. That's fine. You and I know that because that's what the background, if you watched the first video, you saw that I put red in the background, sort of a pink color. If I can make a lighter gray to sign the name, that'd be good. I'm so glad you joined me today. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to DK Boljat. There will be more hummingbirds in the future. I'm sure there will be. So I'm gonna put my name on here. Yeah, that's perfect. I can see it barely. I'm gonna get a smaller brush. Something thinner. Maybe I can push that and take it off the Q-tip and do it again. But the color's good. I could go a little darker on the gray if I want to. Maybe I will. I'm just adding more burnt ultramarine to the gray. So the value's a little darker than the background. Not so much that it stands out. I'm not going to use black. Yeah, I'm glad you joined me today. Like I said, please like this video if you like it, and please subscribe to DK Boljat. Now you can see the whole series of this video on my channel. It's the previous ones to this, where I started with a red canvas, red gesso on it. And please subscribe to my channel. Share it with people that want to relax and watch painting, or if they're interested in learning how to paint. And I think I'm going to varnish this one with the acrylic varnish instead of the Gambar. Not that I have anything against Gambar, I think Gambar is great, but since this is all acrylic, I can use the regular varnish that's water-based, Liquitex. Okay. I'm just taking some paint off of this. But yes, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and that's DK Boljat, and I will see you in the next video. God bless you.